Hey Grownups, I have something exciting to share with you. There's a brand new kids podcast out now that I think you're going to love. It's called Mysteries About True Histories. This show is perfect if you love adventures, solving riddles, and maybe even some wacky math problems. But I need a little help from some new friends to tell you more. Max and Molly, take it away.
From the creators of Who Smarted, Starglow Media, comes a brand new podcast called Mysteries About True Histories.
Does that sound serious enough?
Max, we only have 30 seconds for this promo. Just tell them how your mysterious aunt recruited us into a secret order of problem solvers who travel time and have epic adventures.
I don't have to. You just did.
Catch new episodes of Mysteries About True Histories every Thursday on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Graham, and this is Girl Tales.
Thanks, Graham, for that wonderful introduction. Before we get started, I'd like to send a special shout out to Ramona and Edie in Durango, Colorado, and to Eleanor Cherry. And I'd like to wish a very happy 8th birthday to Eloise. Eloise, Eleanor, Edie, and Ramona, thank you all so much for listening to Girl Tales. Grownups, Girl Tales is brought to you by families like yours. If you'd like to hear your child's name at the top of our next episode, or if you would like me to wish them a happy birthday, head to patreon.com/girltales and donate today. Now, on to our episode. This is Pip's new Raincoat. Enjoy! I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. I actually think you've met this friend before. Her name is Pip Van Winkle. You might remember her as the 9-year-old girl who wanted to be a grown-up so bad she followed a troop of magical cats into an oak tree. Unless you missed that story. Well, Pip Van Winkle is still living in Freshwater, but she has since turned 10 and is currently in the 5th grade. Though she still has the reading level of a first-year law student. After her adventures with the magical oak tree, Pip had learned to love being a kid and doing kid things. Things like making friends with other kids, practicing her violin, petitioning city council to increase local school board budgets, sleepovers, the usual. She also loved going to Freshwater Lake and having long, rambling conversations with Nessie, the sea dragon that lived there. You know, a very normal childhood. Then, sometime shortly after her 10th birthday, Pip began to develop an eye for fashion. She still loved science and reading, and she always would, but she also started noticing the clothes people around her would wear and made more thoughtful choices about her outfits and color combinations every morning. Not because she cared about what other people thought about how she looked. She just felt that fashion was a way for her to express herself, and she enjoyed it very much. One day, Pip even wore her belt sideways from her shoulder to her hip like a seatbelt. When her mom asked why, since it didn't really work as a belt that way, Pip said,
I saw it in a magazine and thought it looked cool.
And she felt cool wearing it. Besides, how something makes you feel when you wear it, that's the important part. She even began making outfits for her dolls to wear. After some time, Pip was quite good with a needle and thread, though she always made sure to sew with her dad's help, since needles are sharp and the sewing machine could be dangerous. With practice and a bit of natural talent, Pip became quite the seamstress, which is another word for a person who sews. Pip began to sew herself an outfit and was so excited to show it off to all of her friends. She used green and white plaid fabric to sew together a pair of stretchy plaid green pants.
They have like 7 pockets,
Pip excitedly told her orange-striped cat Tiger.
And they can stretch and bend however I want, so I am free to run and jump to my heart's content.
To wear over the green plaid pants, she made a simple dress out of an off-white fabric with strawberries on it, spread out all over like big red polka dots. The strawberry dress had mid-length strawberry sleeves and hung down just past her knees. And to top off the look, Pip used that green plaid fabric to make a chic little headband.
With a fabric flower on it,
She'd be quick to remind you. Altogether, it was quite the stylish look. But it was springtime in Freshwater by the time she had finished her outfit. And what you should know about springtime in Freshwater, if you don't already, is that it rains a lot. In fact, the day Pip finished her outfit, it rained for an entire week. Day after day, Pip got all dressed up in her perfect hand-sewn duds, just to turn around and go back upstairs to change. Pip's mother didn't understand why she couldn't just wear her new outfit under her raincoat. She'd be able to take the raincoat off inside and show everyone.
She just doesn't get it,
Pip thought, as she put on her big, clumsy raincoat and went to go to the lake to talk to her friend Nessie, the sea dragon.
What my mom isn't understanding is that it's all about the first impression,
Pip explained, as Nessie nodded her head sympathetically in agreement. Nessie was a very good listener.
I need to arrive in my creation, not cover it in a big, clumsy black trash bag of a raincoat.
Well, there's an idea,
Nessie said.
What?
Pip asked, confused.
You don't like your big, clumsy raincoat, but you want to arrive in your creation to school. So, what if you made yourself a raincoat?
Nessie explained.
That's it! A raincoat! That completes the look.
Pip squealed as she ran back off toward her craft room at home.
Thank you, Nessie. You are as brilliant as you are tall.
Nessie was pretty tall and pretty brilliant.
Also, make it shiny,
Nessie added, unsure if Pip was still within earshot. Nessie loved shiny things. Dad, what are raincoats made of? She asked her father as she burst in through the door, already planning step 6 of her design in her head. Her father simply sighed and grabbed his keys, certain that there was a trip to the fabric store in his very near future. Pip spent a few days with her head in some books, learning about the history of raincoats and umbrellas. She played with fabric swatches from the store, using them to test different shapes on her dolls. She had quickly learned how to make a raincoat, but that didn't quite feel special enough for Pip. She wanted to combine her passion for science with her love of fashion and invent something new. Then, as she was watching her green plaid pants spin around in the dryer that afternoon, she had an idea. That night, Pip sewed right up until bedtime. She had done it, and she couldn't wait to show everyone the next day. The next morning, she dressed with precision her green plaid pants, her strawberry dress, her matching green plaid headband, and newest of all, the dazzling green rain shawl with, what's that? A roomy hood. This shawl was almost like a cloak. It went over her head and hung down in a circle around her. Pip's rain shawl sparkled, almost vibrating a deep emerald green. There was a near invisible layer of strong, clear fabric above sequins, creating beautiful shimmers, sparkles, and reflections of the light, especially at night in the rain. Nessie would love how shiny it was. The shawl was baggy, but in the purposeful, fashiony sort of way that made Pip look like a perfect little bean. And the best part? When she opened the shawl to show off her dress and pants, altogether, it made for a very excellent first impression. There was only one problem.
It's not raining?
Pip exclaimed in disappointment after opening the door to a beautiful, sunshiny day. Pip's mom didn't understand why she couldn't just wear the pants and the dress she had worked so hard on, and save the shawl for the next rainy day, which was sure to come eventually. Pip ran over to the lake to see what Nessie would do.
They are an ensemble now, Nessie, she explained brokenheartedly. I have to wear them together.
And so she waited for a rainy day, and waited, and waited, and waited. A whole week went by, then 2 weeks, then 3. Pip was so disappointed it wasn't raining.
Nessie!
She called out after having visited the lake every afternoon in frustration.
I don't know what to do.
Nessie nodded sympathetically and gently headbutted Pip affectionately on the chin.
First, I try to wear the new outfit I worked so hard on, and it rains for a whole week straight, she vented. Then, when I spend the next week making a rain shawl, it stops raining for a whole month. I'm so unlucky, it's not even funny.
I hear you, Pip, and I'm sorry you're so disappointed. It can be so difficult when you work really hard on something and aren't able to share it with your friends. But the one thing about the weather is, it's outside of your control.
I know, Pip agreed. Doesn't make it any less disappointing. Nessie, what would you do?
Actually, I know exactly what I would do.
Nessie explained her idea to Pip, and the look of excitement on Pip's face said everything.
That's it, Nessie!
Pip exclaimed.
You're brilliant!
The next day, Pip invited all of her friends over to the lake after school. She said she had a very exciting new invention to show them, and they all couldn't wait to see. A small crowd had gathered, including Pip's mom and dad, and soon Pip arrived wearing her beautiful new raincoat.
Wow, that raincoat is beautiful, Pip, her friend Zara exclaimed. But it's not raining. Also, why is it a circle? It's a circle, Pip began, because it's designed with science in mind. But before I can demonstrate, I think we need some rain first. Classmates, Mom and Dad, I'll ask that you remain a safe distance away. Over here, please. I am excited to demonstrate for all of you the rain shawl.
And right on cue, Nessie sprang into action. Popping her head up playfully, Nessie sprayed water into the air, which fell cascading all over Pip, who stood unfazed in her glimmering green rain shawl. The group laughed and held their breath as the sudden spray of water and mist slowly cleared, revealing a smiling Pip looking perfectly comfortable. Her rain shawl, now glistening with the addition of water droplets, was somehow even more beautiful than before.
It's so shiny,
Nessie exclaimed.
And my favorite part, Pip said with a smile, is how you dry off once the rain has ended.
With that, Pip began to twirl, and the beautiful rain shawl swooped up and twirled with her.
The beads of water shoot off as I spin around due to the centrifugal force,
Pip explained, still spinning. Centrifugal what now? Pip's dad asked, confused.
Centrifugal force is the force that pulls objects away from the center of something that is spinning, Pip explained. It's the same idea as a spin cycle in your dryer.
Ah, so that's why you've been running the dryer twice a day, her father responded, and the whole crowd shared a laugh. They all gasped and cheered again when Pip took off the rain shawl to reveal her hand-sewn and perfectly dry outfit. Nessie even swore she heard Pip's mom say, "It does make an excellent first impression. I get it now." Pip held the shawl in her arms and took a bow, and her friends all wanted to take turns hiding from Nessie's water spray in Pip's new shawl, which Nessie happily obliged. And as Pip let friend after friend twirl the shawl dry, she realized that she had been pretty lucky after all. If it hadn't rained for all those days, she probably never would have been able to share this moment with everyone. and she would have never invented the rain shawl. Her and Nessie shared a look and a smile. Pip's parents shared a look too, proud of their daughter, the fashion scientist. That was Pip's New Raincoat, written by Chenail, produced by Tessa Flannery, executive produced and performed by Rebecca Cunningham. Girl Tales is a Cordelia Studios production. And Grownups, don't forget you can get access to ad-free episodes of the Girl Tales podcast, as well as a range of other shows for the kids in your life by subscribing to Star Glow Plus on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. And if you love this story, share it with a friend. Grownups, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Oh, and remember, I believe in you.